I hold a grudge against the NCR for no particular reason. Therefore, I'm going to kill them all, because why not? I created a list of names and will systematically chase after everyone on it. And with that, we begin. I did not spend much time in Good Springs, only stopping to steal a varmint rifle from Sunny Smiles. Prim was the first location I visited after Good Springs. It was also the first place I found targets. These targets were Sergeant McGee and Lieutenant Hayes. The first major location with a large NCR presence is Mojave Outpost. The death toll of my attack included Kilborn, Ghost, Jackson, Knight and Lacey. Between Novak and Mojave Outpost, I make a slight detour to kill Astor and his men. My second stop before Novak, I shoot the comm officer of Ranger Station Charlie in the back of the head. My arrival at Novak was quickly followed by the deaths of Manny Vargas and Boone, and after a bit of looking I found Ranger Andy's room and shot him. Between Novak and 188 Trading Post, I stopped off by Helios 1 to shoot Haggerty and Fantastic. I purchased a 5.56 pistol at 188. I will use it quite a bit throughout the playthrough. My first arrival at Camp McCarran, I only shot Sterling for his rifle and quickly fled. My first arrival at the Strip, I immediately went for the NCR embassy. Lizzie, Crocker, Jake and Marie all met their fates here. While on the Strip, I also stormed the Tops Casino, killed Benny and took the platinum chip back. After my visit to the Tops, I clear out the sharecropper farms, Ortega and Romanowski being the casualties. I complete Birds of a Feather to grant me enough money to purchase an anti-material rifle. It will come in handy later. The second attack on McCarran was much more fruitful than the first. Carrie Boyd, Walter Hornsby, Ronald Curtis and James Sue felt this success. And in the concourse, the lives of Morales, Farber and Daniel were forfeit. Moving up the Colorado from Cottonwood Cove, I stop off at Ranger Station Echo first. Comm Officer Green and Ranger Erasmus die in this endeavour. Between Echo and Forlorn, I kill Reynolds and Milo. And after my arrival at Camp Forlorn Hope, I quickly shoot Quartermaster Mays, before taking out Mayor Palati and Tech Sergeant Reyes. Dr. Richards was the first of my targets I felt bad for killing. The fates of Sexton and Stone did not carry the same amount of emotional baggage. I head through Ranger Station Delta, killing Comm Officer Sheffer and Ranger Passon on the way. I shoot Lieutenant Monroe before entering Boulder City, execute the hostages Ackerman and Gilbert, and call Kowalski a bitch before leaving the city. Ranger Station Alpha was a short walk away from Boulder City. Here I ended Castillo and Lindholm. Hoover Dam has a shockingly small amount of named NCR NPCs. I left after only having killed the engineer Mike Lawson and Quartermaster Brandon. I entered Guardian Caves from the back entrance because I didn't want to trek through that entire fucking shit show for a single NPC, and I kill Halford with a shotgun. North of Lake Mead, I take out Ranger Station Bravo. This camp consisted of Ranger Erickson and Comm Officer Tildren, both of which I killed. At Bitter Springs Refugee Camp, only 2 troopers stand stationed, Captain Gillis and Markland, both dead. As I am looking to side with them, I complete a few Caesar's Legion quests, such as blowing up the bunker underneath the fort, killing House, executing Boomer leadership, and completing Beyond the Beef for the White Gloves. Though you could say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I still blow up the Brotherhood bunker. Dobson also spawns as part of the quest still in the dark, much to his dismay. Camp Golf was probably the most entertaining location to attack. It's full of NPCs just like McCarran, but you don't have to look for them. On that note, the misfits Poindexter, O'Hanlon, Raz and their commanding officer Mags are picked off in quick succession. It's technically a war crime, but the medic went too. And Hanlon's victory at Hoover Dam didn't stop the 5.56. Nearing the end of the Legion quest line, I do a medical malpractice on Caesar for shits and giggles and get given the assignment to kill Kimball. The addition of a silencer to my anti-material rifle made Arizona Killer shockingly easy. It turned the speech podium into a shooting range. With this in mind, the targets Kimball, Jensen, Grant, Stevens and Watson died in very rapid succession. After Arizona Killer, there's only a few loose ends left, such as Keeley in Vault 22, Ranger Kudlow and Comm Officer Lenk at Ranger Station Foxtrot, Tyrone in his tent in Prim, Kyle Edwards in Camp Searchlight, and Elizabeth Kieran in Freeside. With that last major sweep, the only target left was the remainders of Camp McCarran. The attack started with the deaths of Bryce, Kemp and Thomas, followed by the first recon members Go Roberts 10 of Spades in Betsy. And the last three of Camp McCarran were Datty, Williams and Davy. After having tied up every other loose end, there's only one target left on my list, General Lee Oliver. And with that, the second battle of Hoover Dam begins. Hoover Dam is a legendary endgame sequence, and therefore I can only find one way to sum it up properly. Thus, cue the fucking doom music. The battle was over, Lee Oliver lay dead at my feet. The legate congratulated me on my victory, and I killed every named NCR NPC in Fallout New Vegas. Except for this fucker,